making sure I double check we are live. Yeah, we're live on YouTube as well. Oh, brother. Oh, me. Oh, my. Make sure I'm recording this shit, too. Y'all know why I'm here, man. Y'all know why I'm here. Y'all know exactly why I'm here. Actually, there's a couple things we can talk about before we. But I'm gonna let a couple people. Let's let the people come in first. Let's let the people come in first, and then we're gonna talk about a couple things first. What up, Denver?
Yay. I haven't seen anything about this.
I haven't seen the full list myself, and I haven't read the description or anything like that. I just saw some people claim that Kobe was out of the top 10. Like,
oh, it's all time. I thought it was current.
No, all time.
Oh, okay.
All time. Before we get into the list, and we're gonna let some people before we're gonna go to
chat. Stop spoiling.
Yeah, don't spoil. We gotta talk about our good friend Emmanuel Acho first. Gotta talk about him, man. Our good friend Emmanuel Acho, man. The irony, chat. Not gonna lie. The irony of this nigga, quite literally, he was literally just trying to tell us all. He was just telling us all Kevin Durant's legacy, trying to outline it for us. Quite literally, I mean, what was this? A week ago? 2 weeks ago? Nigga was trying to outline to us KD's legacy. Maybe a month ago at this point. Just for him to then end up losing his job. Joy Taylor out at Fox Sports as FS1 cancels 3 shows, including hers. Craig Carton's. This is the nigga that is like, how long did he have that show on? I feel as if like he had his show at an even. I feel like he was on FS1 for like 2 months and he was done. And Emmanuel Acho's. The Athletic has learned. Man. This is crazy. Oh. You have RTMP. All right. Gotta do that next time. We have to get this. We gotta get this off first. Where is this the thing? This is the Athletic. This is it. Man, keep me. Hold on, chat. I gotta log into my account. No, have you hoodlums looking at my logins.
Hoodlums.
I think to this day the reason why I had to. No. I think the reason why to this day I had to cancel my other card is because I was accidentally trying to donate to y'all in Go Blooded, and I forgot to take it down. And yeah, I think I had to cancel because niggas is nasty. All right, Joy Taylor.
So donating to us was an accident? Is that what you're saying?
No. Keeping the screen up so people could see me, because that was actually my first dono. So I had to put my card number in, and then they were just sitting there looking. I was like, okay.
Oh, you're dumb. You're dumb. Then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm done. Joy Taylor out at Fox Sports as network cancels 3 shows. To the 200 some people over on YouTube, or almost 300 now, and we're gonna let it settle for a second. We'll read this and then we'll get into the list. Joy Taylor is out at Fox Sports as, why is she the headline of this? Come on, Emmanuel Acho, he's the real. His legacy's through the roof. this nigga's legacy. I want y'all to understand something real quick. All right, so Taylor 38 has been a headline in the past year as FS1 has been embroiled in harassment allegations against its former top programming executive Charlie Dixon in one or two lawsuits. One of the two. That's crazy. 2 lawsuits is ridiculous. All right, whatever. Okay, one thing. I want you all to understand something. When you know the full story of what happened with Speak, the show Speak for Yourself, the original version will speak for itself. There, when they got some of the talent from ESPN and brought it over to Fox, the original concept was that Skip Bayless was supposed to be the flagship show with Shannon, and then Colin Cowherd originally was sharing Speak for Yourself with Jason Whitlock. It was Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock and Marcellus Wiley. That was the second biggest show on the platform. For them to turn, regardless of how y'all feel about Whitlock or whatnot, which I'm not a fan, but for them to turn the second biggest show on the platform to a show that had to get canceled, and the reason in which they made the pivot in the direction could be potentially due to what the allegations of Joy Taylor was doing is crazy. If the allegations are true, the reason why they pivoted away from Marcellus Wiley and Jason Whitlock was because they were trying to make space for Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor, just for both of them, not one but two, both of them to not only get fired, but get 2 shows canceled. Crazy. And then Colin Cowherd went on to have his own show and went great. Okay. So yeah, Speak is gone. Taylor, and that's the one with Paul Pierce as well, where the nigga was just saying whatever the fuck he wanted to say, and niggas thought that was like profound. I don't know. Joy Taylor co-hosts Speak with Keyshawn Johnson. Thank goodness he's off the air too. And Paul Pierce. Taylor's contract was up and not renewed by Fox Sports after she had been with the network for nearly a decade. Isn't that a damn shame that they just let her just let the contract expire? Crazy. FS1 is also ending the morning show Breakfast Ball and the facility. Oh, wow. Fox Sports declined to comment. Now, I will say this. To Craig Carton, if that's your name, on Breakfast Ball. If that's the show's name. Yes, Breakfast Ball. Okay. You were in no scandals and you lost your job. So I don't know how that team, like, nigga, your show must have sucked. Your show must have, for you to have lost your job with no scandals is crazy. When FS1 launched in 2013, which I had no idea, it was an early morning time slot. It aired games replays. Okay, Eventually, first things first. Also, then they took their spot, and then the Carton show from 2022 to 2024. That's the reason why I never heard of this. The latter show starred its namesake Craig Carton alongside other commentators. In 2024, FS1 late morning show Undisputed was canceled after its host Skip Bayless announced he was leaving FS1. So then they decided to put this back in, and it couldn't handle the 8 to 10 slot. And so you're telling me that you lost your job. You lost this slot within a matter of 24 months. Now, I want it to be known that if we can make assessments on the product of basketball based off of ratings and if you're able to stay relevant enough in the space, that means we should be able to do the same thing with some of these people as well. I don't know who this is. We've done research on your YouTube page. We don't know who you are. You're not reaching the demographic that you need to reach. And I say that as someone who was responding to you now being unemployed. I can say that pretty confidently now. You are not reaching the audience that you needed to reach. You had a spot on FS1, and you're telling me at a spot at FS1, you were only able to muster up 61,000 subs? 8,000, 4,000, 271, 4. Wow, wowzers. Made a killing off of that Bronny, though. Oh, man. Made a killing off the Bronny. Nick Wright came in, tried to help, still couldn't crack 150. Damn. So, the only reason why I even heard of this nigga is because he's the same one who was, like, trying to bash LeBron and the whole Bronny situation. That's the only reason why I know this man. And now he is back to irrelevancy. So that's tough for you. But in terms of Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor, boy, still don't necessarily know if the news is real or not, but I'm going to take it as it potentially is for them to decide to cut out 3 different shows, 2 of which consist of the 2 that were a part of the scandal. Pretty crazy stuff. And I also think that it's very, very ridiculous that if the scandal is true, if the allegations are true, FS1, you should not be allowed to walk away from this situation unscathed without having to answer to questions just because Emmanuel Acho and Joy Taylor's contract might have just expired. No. That is crazy. That's crazy. Now, especially because of what the allegations were. These are like very serious allegations. Now, Emmanuel Acho did leave us with a little something. He left us with something. I don't know what. I always find it very odd when someone like Emmanuel Acho can always come on platforms and criticize people and question another man's legacy. And yet when the heat comes towards him, you limit the comments. I don't understand that. But hey, Emmanuel Acho. In sports, when you're not good enough, you get cut. In the television, when you're not good enough, you get canceled. I'm not going to try to come out with some big announcement soon. Stay tuned, because I don't actually know what's coming. But what I do know is I trust God. Now, no. Emmanuel, you might be able to get that off this time or with everybody else. But not me, Emmanuel. See, the same way you decided to go around and try to outline KD's legacy, we're now going to do the same for you. Because let's just call a spade, my nigga. You failed at the NFL. You got cut multiple times. Then you went to television and you did the exact same thing, my nigga. You did the same thing. So, if and please correct me if I'm wrong, chat. If the formula is how many championships you get in contrast to how many teams you played for, well, fuck, my brother. Oh, my goodness. That NFL career says Cleveland, Philly, New York, back to Philly. And I know it's even more teams than that. A couple of teams you got signed on to, you got brought a part of, but didn't really work out. But nothing happened in none of these. Now, of course, we can use context like you said, but nothing happened in any of these. Nothing. So you bounced around and accomplished nothing? Damn, that must mean you have a negative legacy. You bounced around and got no championships? Damn. But shit, I know you did something when you went over to media. Acho took a temporary job in 2016 as an analyst for the Longhorn Network and then transitioned to full-time analyst the fall. In 2018, he was promoted to ESPN2 college football programming. Acho was one of the 4 hosts on Cover 4, which aired on the official website of the Dallas Cowboys, and was one of 4 anchors at the Texas Game Day desk on the Longhorn Network. On June 10th, 2020, it was announced that he would be leaving ESPN to join Fox and co-host an afternoon studio show, Speak for Yourself, replacing Jason Whitlock. So let's get something clear. You bounced around. You left the Longhorn Network, tried to figure out what's going on ESPN. You figured out you got capped at ESPN2, then tried to leave to get more opportunity at Fox. In 2020, brother, you had a 5-year run? And if these allegations are true, you had to sell dick just to get to this spot. You slept your way to the top, my nigga. You gave up the goodies. You gave up the goodies. You gave up your little ping for 5 years. And then once they separated you from the mastermind, allegedly, you couldn't hold a show for more than 5 months. That's crazy. No, Emmanuel, that is crazy. You were on one of the biggest platforms in all the sports media. You were handed someone else's hand-me-downs, and you still couldn't make it work. Jason Whitlock and Marcellus Wiley had that show as the 2nd or 3rd best rated show on that platform. And instead of actually, allegedly now, getting in a place of position where you deserved, you had to give up the goodies. Had to sleep your way to the top. Ain't that crazy? And then once you got to the top, and they said, okay, guys, enough is enough. Stop fucking, and let's figure out if you're real talent. You couldn't last but 5 months. That's your whole career, my nigga. 5 months in Philadelphia, 5 months in New York, 5 months back in Philadelphia. Nigga, you're a 5-month nigga. That's all you are. 5 months. 5 months, something else is occurring. 5 months, my nigga. 5. All you do is give a good 5. Pause. That's a crazy pause. And ironically enough, that might also be true with the other shit that we talking about. But I digress. Now, instead of me actually talking about you in a very slanderous, hellacious, and ignorant way, the way in which you speak about the sport of basketball, let me give actual critique and criticism. You need to stay in the lane of football. I'm not going to be one of the people that tell you that you shouldn't sound smart and intellect and break things down. If that's your shtick, if that's how you actually communicate, if that's how you get it off, that's how you get it off. I'm not here to tell you to change your delivery. But what I am here to tell you as someone who is well informed about the sport, nigga, you didn't know jack shit about the NBA. And it showed every time you spoke about it. The ignorance that spewed from your lips just so you can get a takeoff so you can stay relevant was disgusting. And the last take, think about this for a second, Emmanuel. Think about this. The last take that people are going to remember you for is a flawed one. Instead of being genuine, instead of being sincere, instead of giving us actual facts backed up with credibility, you were so concerned about the take to get something off because KD got traded that you made up some bullshit that not only denigrates and disrespects KD's legacy, but by default would also have to do the same for Shaquille O'Neal, Wilt Chamberlain, But see, you didn't think about that because you just wanted to get a takeoff. So hopefully, somewhere else, your career will take off. I highly doubt it. Unless you selling dick again, I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Hopefully you get some dick off. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully, pause. This sounds crazy. Oh, I didn't even read. Let's read the rest of this. 2021, Acho announced that he will be host of the 25th season of The Bachelor. What happened to that gig? Does he still do that? Does Emmanuel still do that? 2021, Emmanuel Acho received Sports Emmy for Outstanding Sports Personality / Emerging On-Air Talent. So you won Rookie of the Year for following his first season. You won Rookie of the Year. Okay. So you had talent. On August 31st, 2022, FS1 announced their new fall lineup, promoting Acho as the lead anchor of the rebranded Speak, accompanied by two-time Super Bowl champion, someone who actually accomplished something in their career, LaShawn McCoy. Shout out to Shady.
Who?
LaShawn. I'm dumb. LaShawn McCoy. I know he was a running back for the Eagles. I know. But in long time FS1 studio show contributor and host Joy Taylor. So y'all actually had this shorter than I thought. Y'all niggas really only had this show for 2 years? Oh my word! You niggas couldn't even make it to 3? Nigga, you're not even... Bro, this nigga... there's no way that niggas... The things that Emmanuel Acho is alleged of doing, they do this shit all the time in these companies. They do it all the time. You're telling me you couldn't hide that shit for more than 2 years? Nigga, I know you was feeling yourself. Man, that's tough. 2 years and you're unemployed. That's tough. Chat, that's tough. I can't hold you. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Nah, that's tough. People talking about in his defense low when Skip left, they had to make changes. Nigga, if anything, that's even more money to give to niggas. What the fuck? What the fuck? Skip leaves, that means there's more money to give to people, and there's another opening on the show. That's why Breakfast Ball, whatever that dumb shit, Craig Carton, whatever that nigga name is, he was able to fulfill. There was an opportunity that needed to be fulfilled. You step up to the plate, and it didn't work for you. You failed. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy, Craig Carton? That you stepped up to the plate, and when it was asked to you to hold down a morning show, my nigga, you couldn't do it. That's crazy. But the way you talk about LeBron, boy, you would have thought everything would have been all right with you. Anywho's, we're here now. Shout out to the 400 people here on playback. 600 people over on YouTube. We're here for what y'all really want. I don't know if KB's here, because I heard KB was there. What up with you, Cole? What up with you? What up with you? Also, y'all niggas like posting Joy Taylor pics. Like, oh my gosh. Let's stop. All right. Bleacher Report did what they normally do. Drop the top 100 list. I know. They always do this, I feel like every single summer. And here we are now. That's when you know it's summertime. That's when you know it's off season. When Bleacher Report drops a BS list, that's when you know it's time. I also saw the first Jason Williams highlight reel on my timeline as well. That's when you know it's the off season. That's when you know. that's when you the Jason Williams highlight reel on Twitter is like the groundhog popping up in February. If you're gonna figure out how many more weeks of winter we get, that's when you know. That's when you know the summer's really here. So I saw, that DeMarcus Cousins on the way, Derrick Rose, Grant Hill. Then we gotta have these odd conversations on if DeMarcus Cousins or Chris Webber is just as good as Jokic. All that shit's about to come soon. But when Jason Williams, when that drops on your timeline, that's when you know we're in the offseason full effect. Now, back to where we're at now. Bleacher Report dropped top 100 list. And, of course, we got to break it down. Now, I have not seen this list. I have not read the functionality of how we got to the names on this list. I have not done any of those things. The only thing that I have seen chatter on my timeline is that somehow, some way, Kobe is out of the top 10. So let's read how this list came about, the criteria. Let's figure out what's going on. And it's by the entire Bleacher Report staff. One thing that I will say this, one thing that I am getting annoyed by, we're not in 2005 anymore. We're not in 2011. We're not in 2016. Post-Corona, all you niggas in media, you now know how to get in front of a microphone. You know how to get in front of a Zoom call, StreamYard. You have cameras now, because that's what we were all doing. We were locked down. You know how to put your face out there and put a name to your opinion. You don't need to hide behind the BR shield. Stand by it. Stand by it. Anyway, they started out as basketball players, hoopers, dreamers, mortals. Eventually, they became elite in this. Denver, what is that word?
Shut the hell up.
Indispensable. They became elite, indispensable, a team's best hope for transcendent. The best became franchise cornerstones, perennial all-stars, household names, MVPs. And then there were the true rarities, the greats, one of an era, at their craft of all time, the greatest. As fans, critics, even peers, the question begs asking and answering over and over and over again, who are the best? Is Bird still top 5? Oh man. And after that, who you got? Is Bird still top 5? Is Kobe even top 10? No one asks that question. I just want to let's pause there for a second. No one really, unless you're Chilltown, no one really asks the question anymore if Kobe is top 10. Okay, let's get there. Okay. Is Luka already top 50? How long until Wemby's in top 100? He's there. You niggas still put Bob Pettit and them on these lists. Let's be real with ourselves. Is Luka top 50? He's there as well. You all still put Bob Cousy in these lists. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nevertheless, though, we had to know. We asked our legions of BR NBA experts, writers, and editors to take the list of the best 500 current and former NBA stars. 500 and whittle it down to the top 100 ranked. It's an impossible task, especially when confronted with the reality of comparing players in different eras. Stats help, but calculators won't ever figure it all out. Still, we stand by it. A comprehensive top 100 NBA players list ever, ranking taking into account the totality of each player's NBA career, cumulative and average stats, awards, playoff championships, cultural impact, and overall greatness. I love the vagueness. Stay tuned all week for BR's NBA Top 100 series, where we'll answer all the toughest questions that came from this absolutely brutal game. So are they going to answer our questions? Interesting. That's interesting. I don't think they're going to do it, chat. But we'll get into it. 100 artist Gilmore. Don't have a problem with that. I'm not going to sit here and break down every single last person, but I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with this. And they're counting ABA. So that does mean Dr. J should be higher than what he is, but I'm not mad at this. Definitely underrated. Dave Bing, another underrated player. Not mad at that either. Oh, they even give us the highest ranking and also the lowest. Okay.
Whoa.
I wish we had people who were like nearly, there. Klay Thompson, 98.
Yes, sir.
What is that? That's low, or?
Should be closer to that 75, but
the highest someone had him ranked was 72.
And
the lowest is unranked. Four-time champ. We already know Klay Thompson was an integral component on 4 championship teams with the Warriors, as his elite three-point shooting and point-of-attack defense made him an ideal complement to Steph Curry. Despite over 2 full years lost to an ACL and an Achilles injury, Thompson averaged 20 points per game in 2022 Warriors team that had a late surge to a title. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so let's...
And he's dating Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay. Bernard King.
All right.
At 97?
That's not bad.
But they had him as high as 53. Okay, let's Peak has to rank high because Klay Thompson and Bernard being this low means that Peak has to Peak, yeah. Joe Dumars, 96. Not gonna lie, this is pretty disrespectful. But so far, these are players that really didn't have long careers. So I'm taking this into consideration. Dave DeBusschere, someone else that not too long. Okay. Bill Sharman. Okay. Another one, not too long. Okay. Jason Tatum. Wow.
Okay.
All right. So I think it's pretty solidified now that we know longevity. You have to be up there for a pretty long time. You would have to be, because Tatum actually making this list lets us know that there is some value at your absolute best, but longevity, yes. Highest 55th.
That's crazy.
That's a pretty high jump, but I love the Tatum love. I'll say that. So shout out to Tatum. Another example of not the greatest longevity, but it's there. I appreciate that. I think that Tatum should be ahead of Lenny Wilkins and ahead of Chauncey Billups. I think he should be, because if the resume is only 5-time All-Star and 3-time All-NBA, Tatum already has more in both categories, and he's peaked higher as a player.
Yeah, but does he have a Finals MVP?
And so now, if you're telling me the difference between Chauncey Billups and Tatum is a Finals MVP, that's fucking dumb. But yeah, Tatum should be higher than Chauncey Billups already. So let's get that out of the way. Tatum should be higher than Chris Webber. Wow. This is nuts. Already out the gate, Tatum is higher. Tatum should be higher than Chris Webber. Wowzers. Wow. Not too high though on C-Web. Okay. Earl Monroe. I feel like Tatum should be higher than Earl Monroe as well. These are all players who had like a really good 5 to 7 year stretch. I'm assuming T-Mac will be on here soon. There's Draymond. All right. They have Draymond higher than Klay.
Higher than Tatum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Fair. Now, this also means Curry has won 2 championships without having a top 50 player on his roster. He won 2 championships without having a top 75 player on the roster. That's interesting. But I do love the Draymond love. I think 88 is a fine positioning, and I do think he's one of the top 100 players ever. I agree with that. Alonzo Mourning. Again, these definitely feels like the subsection of if you had a really great 5 to 7 year run, this is where you would land. So shout out to Alonzo Mourning had a really great 5 to 7 year run. So shout out to Alonzo Mourning.
7-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA.
Yeah, Alonzo's one of the more underrated players. I actually wouldn't mind. This is where I would say Tatum is in the realm of right now. No. Why did it
refresh?
Back up? I don't know what the hell just happened. I think Tatum is in the realm of Alonzo Mourning. So I think this is where Tatum should be around this point. Yep, and this is also, I would say, around Tony Parker. Yeah, I think Tatum should also be higher than Draymond as well, but Tatum should be in this ballpark. But Tony Parker, not mad at this. Again, another 5 to 7, like a really good 7 year stretch from TP, 5 to 7 good year stretch. Sam Jones, same thing as well. Good 5-time All-Star, 5-7-time stretch. Okay. And don't matter if you got 10 championships, you find yourself at the bottom 15, basically, bottom 20. All right, we keep going. Adrian Danley, another one. Good 5 to 7 year stretch. So far, this is making some sense. I think Tatum, they undersold Tatum. But so far, and maybe a Tatum has another 2 to 3 years he get up there. Jimmy Butler.
That's kind of high.
I think so as well. But you could argue that his 5 to 7 year stretch, if Jimmy did not get to the finals, these like 2 times in the 3-4 year period.
Yeah, 2020 and 2023.
Yeah, I don't think he would have made this. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This I'm pretty sure this is the stretch that they're referring to.
Yeah.
Really good defender. Turn it up in the playoffs for a couple of times. A bit spotty, but I'm not too mad at it. I'm also looking at it through the lens of the Jimmy Butler that I know of. But to be fair, he's a bit inconsistent, so that's fine as well. Bob Lanier, very underrated player. Not mad at this either. 8-time All-Star, again, around a good 5 to 7 year stretch. Okay. Dikembe Mutombo.
That's high. Is it longevity? I don't know.
Man.
Too
low.
I think he's a little bit too high.
Hey, don't
Like
speak
him
on
and Draymond
it
should be
now.
the same.
Yeah, hang on. Let's not speak. Yeah, I'm about to say, let's not speak too much.
Alonzo is better. Yeah, Alonzo's better than him.
I'm gonna say that's literally what I'm about to say. Alonzo's a better player than Dikembe. They played at the same point in time, and everyone knew that Alonzo was a better player than Dikembe. So, and I don't think Dikembe had such a crazy longevity as like a high impact player to where I would have put him over Alonzo by that many markers just because of the extra handful of seasons. So if you would have said from 92 to what? I guess 01 because he went to the finals.
2002.
He won DPOY or 2002. Like does even if you think he's a better defender, which I think at that time I can hear that argument, the offensive value that is being provided from Alonzo Mourning should put him over the top, in my opinion, very easily. But the problem is that Dikembe was still making all defensive teams in 2001 while only averaging 10 and 13 because the center position was shit. He made it again in 99. Dikembe did not start making All NBA. I said all defensive. He should have made all defensive, but all NBA. He made all NBA in 2001. Dikembe made one. He made how many all NBAs? He only has 3. Yeah, I mean that makes sense though. It makes some sense. Oh, he made another one in 2002. Oh my, yeah. Dikembe's all NBA selections is because he made 2 of his 3 when the center position had gone to hell. So that doesn't. This is part of the reason why you can't just blindly look at accolades because Alonzo, he only has 2 All-NBAs, but that makes sense because the better part of his career overlapped a point in time where he had to compete with Hakeem, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal for All-NBA selections. That is it's a much more difficult task when you're playing Patrick Ewing as well. Like, that's a much more difficult task to try to overcome than making it in 2002 when you're averaging 11 and 10. That's disgusting. No. But in real time, we all thought that Alonzo Mourning was better than Dikembe as well. So I don't know how there's this much separation. But Dikembe's too high. I don't care what anybody says. Nathan, okay, I feel that. 80, okay. I respect it. There go the Grant Hill selection, like I told y'all. Good 5 to 7 year stretch, like I told y'all. There go the PG selection, okay. Always ask myself, at their best, who is better, Paul George or Jason Tatum?
I mean, it's close.
It's close. I agree, it's close. So, I think this is probably the trajectory of Tatum, because Tatum already has 5 All-NBA selections, 6 for PG. So it should be close. It should be really, really close. They're going to lean heavy into all defensive selections. Tatum is never going to make an all defensive team, more than likely, especially after his injury. Yeah, but really good defender anyway. So yeah, Pete Maravich, all right, Pistol, all right, makes sense. Alex English, okay. I'm not mad. I'm not.
Why is he that much higher than? It's too high.
See, now we're gonna have to have combos. They didn't even put his two All-NBAs. Why is Manu higher than Paul George?
Yeah.
What's the highest someone put PG? There's someone who had PG barely cracking the top 100. Oh my word. Oh my word. And then Manu. Okay, so
42. No.
42 is crazy. Someone had Manu Ginobili ranked at 42. See, this is where it goes into the whole, like, what are we ranking? If we're ranking off of player, I'm not too mad because I know who Manu Ginobili is as a player. But if we're ranking off of who they were in their NBA careers based off of their accolades, Manu should not be 75. He just shouldn't be. Some of y'all saying 4 championships over better than 0. Sam Jones had 10 and he was below everybody else. Dave Cowens has 2. I'm gonna say Dave Cowens has 2 championships and a league MVP, rookie of the year, and you're telling me off of this accolades, he's this close to Tony Parker? This is crazy. Now, other sidebar, what they're also saying is outside of potentially Derrick Rose, what's it saying? Dave Cowens is the worst MVP. Because we haven't seen another MVP, correct?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen another MVP. So they're saying outside of, well, I get Shea and Embiid, but throughout the course of the history of the league, if Derrick Rose isn't on this list, they're literally saying Dave Cowens is the worst MVP in NBA history. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Hal Greer, not mad at that at all. Shout out to that. That's the massive legend. That's a massive legend. Paul Arizin. I'm not mad at this either. I think that's a really great selection. Chris Bosh. Hey. All right.
That's it's not over PG, bro.
Oh my God. You LeBron fans love.
Bro, what did I ever, bro? I did not say anything.
Bro,
saying he's worse than PG is a bad thing.
Nigga, he's not better than PG, my nigga.
No, I'm saying that. Yeah, I'm saying that he's not better than him.
I mean, he
That's
is
what I'm
better than PG. Come on, stop.
All right, bro. All right.
Come on,
All right.
bro. Come on, bro.
All right.
Come on, bro. Y'all love tearing down these legends just to uplift.
I did not tear him down, bro.
This
I
does
said he wasn't better
mean
than PG.
Man, what is it
LeBron.
with you and tearing down successful black men?
Yeah, facts, dog.
What do I? What?
This
Nah.
does mean LeBron. This does mean LeBron basically won all of his championships with at least one player being top 70. Everyone was top 75.
I wonder if Pau Gasol's on this.
He should be. He should be around this. Powell should be coming up next, actually.
Yeah, he should be in that range.
And y'all see the only reason why Matt is saying this is to tear down Kobe Bryant.
I didn't tear him down. I'm just saying. I'm just
no.
Just bad of a contradiction.
No.
The same thing would happen to. Same thing would be with Kobe.
No.
Be Shaq and Bell.
No. They go West.
That would be a contradiction.
Kyrie.
They got Kyrie. Kyrie should have been top 75 in that first one. So should have Dwight.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kyrie for being.
Yeah, Kyrie didn't make it for reasons.
And I'm not mad at this selection. Let's see. The lowest they had him ranked was
85.
36
Bro, there's
is
just
crazy.
no way. 36 is also crazy.
That's crazy.
36 is nuts. Nah, 36 is crazy. Nah, 36 is crazy. Where is Powell? Unless they have Powell really high.
I see Powell top 60.
Bro, they gotta have Powell really high. Because Powell should be around this. Like, Robert Parrish is actually a really great player. Shout out to Robert Parrish, okay.
Yeah. The lowest was 100?
No, it is kind of crazy. No, that's crazy.
What was the highest at?
Highest is 41 is also kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Dennis Rodman, okay. Someone had him unranked? Y'all telling me there was someone who could name 100 players over Dennis Rodman? Bro, be fucking for real. That's a lie. That's a lie. You cannot name 100 players over Dennis Rodman. That's a lie. That is a lie.
I don't know what's crazier. Unranked or 32.
32 is also crazy. Unranked, though, is kind of crazy. Bro, whoa. Now I'm getting kind of concerned. Where is Powell at?
Whoa.
No way! Hey,
I'm just waiting
Chad,
on that, man.
fuck the trolling. If Pau Gasol is not on this list, we gonna have a problem. No. We gonna have
he should be on a. I think
he better he better be on this list.
Kobe about to play with the top 40 player.
All joking aside, all the bullshit aside, Pau Gasol better be on this list. I feel as if he should be around here. So I'm kind of getting concerned that maybe he's overrated, but we'll see. This right here is where they're losing me because Embiid doesn't have any significant longevity. So they're literally saying that the 4 years of Embiid, 4 to 5 years of Embiid is so impactful that they think that is better than all of Paul George's career, basically.
I mean.
Oh man, we gotta stop, dog. We gotta.
Crazy.
All right, we gotta. You think you think the 4 or 5 years in B is better than all of Jason Tatum's career by this much of a margin?
No, not that big of a margin. Not that big.
I'm about to say we have to be serious. Let's take it a step further. This is even crazier because I also know that Shea isn't on this list. How the fuck is Shea not on this list, but Embiid is on this list? And not only is Embiid on this list, Embiid is 66. How can Embiid get that high with a resume that is a regular season resume that's now very similar to Shea, and Shea defensively, postseason wise, is significantly better. That makes no sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. This is the first one that genuinely does not make any sense. Bro, where is Powell?
Bro,
Vince.
Bro,
Okay.
you think he's better than? Bro, he's too high.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't see.
Yeah.
I don't think he's better than Paul George, bro.
We're getting. Yeah, Vince is not better than PG. Unless they gotta be talking about. Yes. Worship predominantly for his aerial exploits, including the rebirth of Slam Dunk Contest. The 6'6" wing displayed a ton of playmaking and off-the-dribble pizzazz during his pinnacle. But is that enough to put him over Paul George?
No.
Let me let you niggas know right now.
Culture, I guess.
He's not bad. Yeah, if you want to say the cultural impact, yes.
Let's see if
Yeah, where is T-Mac? Bro.
He might be top. He's going to be like top 50. Nobody put him top.
Nigga!
Dang, let's go.
Dame
Actually, I'm not mad at Dame.
Lillard.
Dame is actually nice, bro. Come
And
on.
I actually think Dame is better than everybody below him, too. I think Dame is, like, definitive. Like, he's, like, clearly better than everybody.
Over
Yes.
over Paul George.
Yes.
Dame over Kyrie. Yes.
Yes.
I like Dame, though, but.
Yes. Not over Shea. Niggas not on the list, no, but. Nigga, where is Powell? Whoa! No way they think Powell is better than James Worthy?
Wait, so Powell's better than. Nah.
Nah. Is T-Mac on this list?
I think he's going to be on it. Yeah, he should be.
Oh,
you know,
no, Chad. Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. We're really overrating a lot of this.
Wait, so
We really getting on some real Kobe shit tonight, boy. All right, there's Powell.
Okay. 62. Okay.
better than Bosh and Kyrie.
Bro, if we're talking about his resume, a 4-time
What are 80s gonna
All-NBA.
be?
Bro, okay. I love Powell. I love the love for Powell. But if you're going off of resume, a 4-time All-NBA player, never made an All-Defensive team, never was close to being an MVP recipient, a 2-time champion and Rookie of the Year, 6-time All-Star, there is without a doubt several players that has a better career than Pau Gasol's that is below him.
37 from 3. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was his career though. And then I want to say this as well.
Great.
And I love Pau, but we gotta be serious. One of Powell's All-NBA selections was in 2015, and I think he made it as a center when there really weren't any centers. Or he made it as a forward. Man, I'm telling you right now, the early 2010s is trash, bro. I'm sorry. The early 2010s is trash. This is a trash era of basketball. Pau Gasol could not. Pau Gasol had a hard time. Think about this for a second, chat. Pau Gasol was giving you 20 and 10, 20 and 9, and he wasn't making All-NBA teams back then. He gives you 18 and 11 while being a worse version of himself on the defensive side, and now he's making an All-NBA team. He was a 2-time All-Star at this point as well. Pau, back in the day, was not a perennial All-Star. He only made one All-Star appearance in Memphis. Bro, no. The 2010s, though,
man.
Boy, shout out to Pau. I love the Pau love. I think he's for the masses, I think he's underrated. Saying that Pau was a near fringe top 50 player. Matter of fact, what's the highest someone? Yeah, 42. Yeah, nah, I can't go by that. Bob Mack.
Bob.
Okay. Melo. Y'all think that there was only 2 slots separating Pau and Melo? Bro.
It's really, I think the most concerning part is like the highest and lowest, because that shit said there was someone that had Bob McAdoo unranked.
Nigga, there's someone who had Carmelo at 87? 87? Bro, no, this is an unserious. No, I ain't gonna lie. This is an unserious list. 87? Bro. Nah.
T-Mac should be within like 10 spots to him.
Bro, T-Mac cannot be on it. Hey, I'm be honest with y'all niggas. Hey, T-Mac cannot be on this list no more. There's no way. There's absolutely no way you're telling me T-Mac is this substantially higher than Paul George and Jason Tatum. There is no way. There is no way you're telling me that. There is no way. Bro, get the fuck out of here. No, he is not. No, he's not. No, he is not. No, he's not. He is not this much better than.
Wait, so
there's a nigga who had him nearly top 30.
Shout out to Tracy.
So this is where I'm getting lost. This is a man that obviously doesn't have a championship, never made it to the finals, couldn't get out the first round, and that is y'all like it or not, that's his resume. That's his resume. Never made an all-defensive team. 7-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA. We would have to be going off of purely like the skill of who these players are for T-Mac to be this high. 59? Yeah, Dame. What? Yeah, Dame. Y'all think that T-Mac is this much of a separation between him and Dame? Dame is 64. Y'all think that... Bro, no. 7 All-NBAs? How many does Dame have? I think Dame has like 6. He has 7. Dame has the same amount of All-NBAs and All-Stars. Bro, we have to stop. No, we have to stop. We have to stop, bro. No. So unless you're just strictly going off of the player, and I want to be clear, I'm not. If it was up to me, T-Mac might actually be top 50. But that's my criteria of this who you are as a player. These niggas is going off of your resume. So how is that oh boy. Willis Reed. Hey, Luka's 57.
Yes, sir. Laker up there.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think Luka is a top 50 player, but okay. Dolph Shades, okay. Get some Bill. Bro, fuck no. Fuck no. Bro, a nigga can have 3 great years, and that's enough to get him.
Be careful about speaking on the dead now.
Bro, 3 to 4 great years, borderline top 50. Not mad at that.
Okay.
Nah, GP's a top 50 player. No. GP's a top 50 player. GP has 9 all defensive teams. No. GP is a top 50 player, bro. GP is a top 50 player. Dwight's also not top 50?
Okay.
Bro, the Dwight disrespect has to stop, bro. Nah, I can't hold you. We gotta stop. We gotta stop, bro. Because I know for a fact the next 5 names that I see are not going to be better than Dwight or GP. I know they're not.
You see Ben Wallace higher than him.
Ray Allen is not better than GP or Dwight. I'm sorry. He's not. None of y'all would want Ray Allen over Gary Payton and what's his name? You would not. You wouldn't.
Dwight.
You wouldn't. Or Dwight. Damn, they put Dominique
Damn.
too. God 50? Damn. They got Dominique at 50?
Barely snuck into the top 50.
Nah, that's kind of disrespectful. Right?
Hold on. What's the lowest?
Wait. I'm gonna go back to that. What's the lowest?
Oh, they didn't
even
say.
do it for Dwight. Nah, niggas is hiding the truth, boy. Someone had GP at 83. Bro, these numbers are crazy. The lowest that Ray Allen went was 63? Oh, man, we got to be serious. The lowest said Dominique went 86?
86.
That's insane.
No.
Oh.
No. Gary Payton is better than Paul Pierce, bro. Bro, GP is better than Paul Pierce. Bro, GP is better than Paul Pierce, bro. Yes, really, yes. The fuck is y'all talking about? No, he's not. Oh, y'all niggas is crazy. Y'all crazy. No, y'all are crazy. I don't think y'all know the best version of GP was averaging like 25. I don't think y'all realize how good Gary Payton was like in the late 90s or early 2000s. Gary Payton had back-to-back seasons where he was averaging 24 to 23 points on a night-to-night basis, bro. I do not think y'all understand how good GP was. Shooting splits were more than adequate for a guard and a way better defender than Paul Pierce was ever at any point in his career. I don't know what you all talking about. I don't know. Yeah, niggas in the chat talking about he's Pat Bev. Please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. Yeah, let's fucking stop, bro. Bro, that 08 championship where he wasn't even the best player on that team is carrying this nigga's legacy. Holy fuck. What's the
Really? KG was the best player, and Ray Allen probably should have won Finals MVP.
But niggas don't want to say that. Oh, now we not gonna lie, chat. We've lost the plot. No. Even I don't think Russ is this low. We have lost the
barely
plot.
top 50.
Saying that Russell Westbrook is barely a top 50 player. What's the lowest you all think? Over or under on the lowest that someone had him being 74.5?
Over. I think they probably had him at like 80 or 85. So people hate Russ, so.
Oh, they didn't even put it. Nah, these niggas. Hey, nah, they're nasty. They're nasty. They're nasty. Nah, they're nasty for that one. Because I already know. I know they would have had Russ low. Nah, this yeah, unranked would be crazy.
90 All-Star, 90 All-NBA.
Nah, this is disrespectful. Russ is like, he should be above 45. He should be a top 40 player all the time. I don't think you can. It's really hard to name 40 better players than Russ. Elvin Hayes is definitely not one of them. But we gotta get the fuck out of the 70s, dog. We gotta get out of the 70s. Boy. Oh boy. Y'all telling me Kevin McHale was better than Russell Westbrook. This goes back to my Manu point. If we're talking about just strictly player, like how good they are as a player, I can see Kevin McHale being pretty high. But because I think from an individual player, like similar to Manu, Kevin McHale is as good as a lot of people, like a lot of people. But show his accolades. I'm not gonna lie, Kevin McHale's accolades are not gonna do him any justice. 3-time champion, 7-time All-Star, only 1 All-NBA, 2-time 6 Man of the Year, 6 All-Defensive Teams. That doesn't do Kevin McHale any justice to who he was as a player, because Kevin McHale as a player, there's postseason runs where he's like going toe for toe with Bird in terms of scoring. Like there's years where the nigga is hooping. This is the year where he made All-NBA team. 26 and 10. 26 and 10. He just like shitted that out of his ass out of nowhere. And then you go into the postseason. Yeah, there's like this stretch right here from Kevin McHale is basically giving you 22 and 9, 22 and 10, 25 and 9, 21 and 9, 25 and 8, 19 and 8, and then 22 and 8. Yeah, there's a stretch. And then there's a finals where Kevin McHale again is like, nigga is going toe for toe. Is this it? Yeah, 26-11. I don't think this is it. Nigga averaging more points than Bird, grabbing more rebounds than Bird. And if I'm not mistaken, there's one of these series I watch where he's actually he's a better defender than Bird as well. I don't know if it's this one though. But it's one of these series where he's just like very clearly. Here's the next final series. 25, 9, and 2 with 2.5 blocks. This might be the series. Where he just like, yeah, Kevin McHale got some series on him. Now I can't hold you. That's why I'm saying if we're talking about who you are as a player, I can understand the love for Kevin McHale. It's another series where Kevin McHale was hooping out of his mind, bro.
Is it 26.7 or 26.8?
No, I think this is it.
28.
28-10 and shot 65% from the field with 4 assists and 3 blocks. Yeah, that Chicago one. Nigga is hooping out of his mind. So there are series where Kevin McHale is really like that, and I'm not mad for the other love. I just wanted to be consistent. Some had him as high as top 30 in the NBA, bro. That's a little high. AD, my boy AD. Not mad at it. Love the appreciation. Mm-hmm. Love the appreciation. I really wonder how much that the championship in 2020 changed his trajectory. Because I definitely feel like he would have been around Paul George if he didn't win that championship. I mean, I'm not saying that he's as good as PG. I think he's better than PG, but I do think that he would have been around Paul George if he did not win that championship. Shout out to my man. Some had him as high as 36. So they were pretty close on the range with AD. Okay.
Pioneer right there. Cultural impact.
Your mic turn off?
Like your legend.
No way. No. Absolutely not. There's not a nigga on this planet that's going to tell me that they have an argument for this nigga being top 10. No. Absolutely not. No way. None. There is none.
Oh, my goodness.
Mad Dog Russo was making this list, nigga.
10.
No, 10 is crazy. Shout out to the Walt Frazier love.
Frazier.
GP is better than Walt Frazier in my opinion, but shout out to the Walt Frazier love. Grossly underrated player. Did they have him over Willis Reed? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Shout out to this list. Wow. Someone had this nigga 23. Walt Frazier not that good.
They had him over Willis Reed by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah, pretty wide margin. I'm happy that's true. Hopefully, I mean, most people are not gonna care about like this deep into the list, but shout out to them. George Gervin, Iceman.
85.
Boy, 85.
That's so disrespectful.
That's crucial. Rick Barry, okay.
I'm not sure if y'all knew this, but Rick Barry was scoring 40.
Big Pat.
Hey.
I'm not. I think this is where GP and Dwight should be around Patrick Ewing status, but okay. Or I think Rick Barry should be higher than. I think Rick Barry should be higher than Patrick Ewing, but I'm not too mad where they're at right now. Somebody had Patrick Ewing 80. Bro, fuck. Clyde. I'm not mad at that name either. Okay.
Hello?
Unranked. Whoa, what a Nigga, Bob Cousy next, bro. I'm gonna tell. All right. Let me get the Bob Cousy spell off. Nigga, Bob
Oh,
Cousy.
no.
Bob Cousy got MVP because 2 reasons. A, the actual best player on the team and Bill Russell didn't play the full season, and B, they still were allowing players to vote. And let's just call a spade a spade. They were racists at that time. They were not going to sit there and allow a black man to walk away with the league MVP. Bob Cousy was a perpetual loser before Bill Russell came along. They were not winning anything out there in Boston. And what's crazy is that Bob Cousy had all of the advantages in contrast to everyone else in the league at that point in time, because Bob Cousy was getting paid significantly more than a lot of other players. Bob Cousy actually had the privilege to not have to work another job, unlike a lot of people at that point in time. That's how much they were paying him. And he was still leading those teams to first round exits pretty consistently. No. Very inefficient. Back then, they all were inefficient. Even for his time, Bob Cousy was inefficient. I think this is a definition of we're paying a little bit too much homage. We need to put respect where respect is due. There's a lot of players who are just better and greater than Bob Cousy. Allen Iverson. I don't think.
Speaking of efficiency.
This is a massive gap between AI and Russ.
True.
I'm just letting y'all know. This is a massive.
Because Russ was what, 48?
Yeah, this is a massive gap. This is a massive gap. What's the lowest someone had him? 78. Someone thought it would be okay to put
Out of the top 75.
Nash.
Nash 35. I'm not mad at it. Okay, we getting back to where we need to be. James Harden. I'm not mad.
Okay.
Mad at it. They didn't do they didn't do the highest and lowest, but okay.
Play Nash. I mean, play Harden kind of low.
We'll see. Where's the
Like
lowest?
a few spots, but
Someone had
80.
Harden at 89. Nah, these niggas is not serious, bro.
How do you even come up with that much players? You gotta be a hater.
You can't. Jason Kidd, 33. Okay, I'm not. This section I'm liking. They were pretty consistent on where he's at.
Better than
Kawhi, 32. I'm not mad at it. John Havlicek, 31.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. I'm really not mad at it. Shout out to Hondo. Chris Paul, I'm not. Wow. I actually think this section makes a lot of sense. 30 through 41 makes a lot of sense. From Chris Paul, well, let me take that back. I have yet to see Scottie Pippen or John Stockton. So let me put a pause on that. For a second.
Pippen should be late.
Because neither one of those two niggas, neither one of them are better than Chris Paul. Neither one of them. And there
Definitely 3.
There he is.
Hey, man. All-time assists.
John Stockton's just not. He's not a better
Longevity.
player than Chris Paul.
Health.
The longevity is both of them have longevity.
Respect the health.
Yeah, wait, what's the highs and lows?
Playing all 82 games.
18.
18. And there goes the other
76.
Scottie Pippen. Man, 90s nostalgia really got niggas in a fucking. Oh man. Why is Scottie Pippen is only over John Havlicek because one played with Michael Jordan and the other one didn't. That is the only reason why. Hondo has more championships. I think he has one less All-NBA, 2 less All-NBA, but Hondo has more. I mean, all defensive teams, but Hondo has more All-NBAs because Scottie Pippen has 7, Hondo has 11. And from a points, rebound, and assist standpoint, they're very similar. But one has 8 championships. One has more championships and a Finals MVP as well. Kawhi should also be ahead of Scottie. I agree. Scottie is the 8th best small forward of all time. At best 8th. Because you can make an argument. He's like 9 or 10. Scottie should not be ahead of Hondo. He's only ahead of Hondo because he played next to Michael Jordan. And John Stockton is only ahead of Chris Paul because he lost to Michael Jordan twice. That's the only reason why. That's it. There's no other rhyme or reason to why that nigga would be ahead of Chris Paul. There literally is none.
I see.
Okay.
Gil and I was talking about this the other day. Isaiah Thomas is the biggest beneficiary of
beating Jordan or
no championship bias, or what's the thing called? What's the
winning
championship
bias?
thing? Well, not winning bias. What were they were talking about before? Ring culture. Yeah.
Oh.
Isaiah Thomas is the biggest beneficiary of ring culture. Isaiah Thomas doesn't have the All-NBAs. He's only led the league in assists one time. He doesn't have any all-defensive teams. He has 2 championships. That is quite literally the only reason why you would put Isaiah Thomas this high. Yeah. Chris Paul's better than Isaiah Thomas, too. Yeah, where is Charles Barkley at? Elgin Baylor at 26. That's a little disrespectful. Wow, that's very disrespectful, actually. Wow, that's really, really disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's pretty disrespectful, actually.
Wait, scroll down. We gotta see the 40.
42?
That's tough.
For those who don't know, Elgin Baylor was like the 4th or 5th best player, depending on the year. The 4th or 5th best player in the NBA during the 60s. After Bill Russell, Wilt, his running mate, Jerry West, and Oscar, Elgin was like the 5th best player for like a top 5 player for like a 10-year period. Yeah, and Elgin is really one of them. You can very well argue there's several years where he's actually the best player on those Lakers teams, not Jerry West. Oh my word, no. Charles Barkley, top 25? No, that's not a decent placement. Elgin Baylor should be ahead of him.
Yeah, over Harden. I don't think he's better than Harden.
Harden should be in this room, actually. Harden should be in this room. Kawhi should be in this room, too. That's just my opinion, though. Where did Jalen Brunson rank? Oh, oh man.
How do we tell him?
How do we tell him, dog? Shout out to the 1300 over on YouTube. 500 he on playback. 25, no.
74.
Oh my God. How can niggas even make these arguments? Giannis 24.
Okay.
Shout out to my nigga Greek Freak, dog. Nah, shout out to Giannis, dog. That's some real shit. Shout out to Giannis. I had a Barkley, that loser. He should be over the other loser too, Malone. Damn, Wade. Shout out to Wade. Shout out to Wade. Low-key, I think Giannis is better than Wade, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. No knocks here. Yeah, why wouldn't Giannis be above Wade? Matter of fact, someone had Giannis 17 to 45 and 13 to 30. Damn.
13.
13 is crazy. This is shit I'm talking about. Someone said Chips, you're right, but they both won a championship as the best player on their team. One has 2 more chips, but as a second contributor. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. One has 2 MVPs, the other has 0. One has a DPOY, the other has 0. One is a 3-time All-NBA, All-Defensive team. The other one is 5. One is 8 All-NBA. The other one is also 8. And Giannis is probably going to finish with a bare minimum 10. I don't know how Wade will be over. I don't know how Wade. There's a loser. Wade and Giannis should be over Malone. Wade and Giannis should be over Malone. 72. Oh boy, I ain't gonna lie. That Geppetto tax really hit you hard, boy. Holy fuck. No, 72 is crazy. No, 72 is actually insane. You're saying Karl Malone is a fringe top 75 player? Nah, that's actually nuts. Man, niggas took those pedo allegations to heart. You're like, yeah, I'll show you, nigga. I'll show you where you belong, nigga. That's actually crazy. Malone,
third all-time leading scorer, leading top 75 is crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm low on Karl Malone because of the fucking shit, but that is insane.
That's insane. Moses, 21.
Okay.
You don't think he should be?
I don't know.
That's Andre Drummond right there in the 70s, right there, boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andre Drummond in the
What is
70s.
that?
How is Dr. J 20 and y'all taking ABA into consideration?
Nah, that's too low.
Nah, I ain't no
That's
way.
too low.
Absolutely not. Nigga, a 16-time All-Star? And if you're combining all NBAs and all ABA, nigga, that's 12? And he made an all defensive team? And he's a 4-time? Bro, y'all niggas tripping. No. Absolutely not. How is he only 20 and y'all are taking into consideration ABA? Man, we've lost the plot, bro. No, we've lost the plot. If ABA is so trash and Artis Gilmore should not even been on the list. That's not that crazy of a range, I guess. 19, David Robinson, okay. D-Rob, okay. 14,
35.
35 is kind of hard to believe. Okay.
Okay.
Dirk. What?
Dirk.
I will say this. Dirk is this high because he beat LeBron. Let's just call it spade a spade. Dirk would not be this high at all, actually.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. No, you said Isaiah Thomas winning bias. This
right here is winning culture.
Yeah,
because Dirk doesn't have
because
the resume.
his resume would be crazy without that.
Yeah, it's that one championship, and it's a hell of a championship. I'm not here to take it away from him, but the reason why Dirk is a top 20 player all time, better than Wade, better than Giannis, is because he won a championship against LeBron. That is the only reason why. But as much as I love Dirk, Dirk's an amazing player. I guess on this list he's not underrated, but I think he's overall just an underrated player. Dirk is not better than Giannis. He's just not. That's not that crazy we got. Here's Jokic.
17.
They think Dirk and Jokic are one slot difference. No, absolutely not. Damn, a nigga had his penis all in his mouth.
12?
12 is crazy. 12 is crazy. KG 16. I'm not mad at this.
That's solid.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this.
Could be hurt, but
this is way too low for Jerry West. Man. Right, it's not way too low, but
yeah, I'm about to say where you think you should be? Like 12, 13.
Yeah, I guess it's not too low. I think he's 12. But Jerry West, a lot of respect. 20 is crazy. If the highest they had him, yeah, that's up. Oscar, okay.
Okay.
11 to 23, okay. All right, Chad, we getting here now. KD 13, okay.
KD.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Let's stop for a second.
Oh man! All right, see the next game.
Now, up until this point, the list is a bunch. It's a mixed bag. This is a mixed bag list. A very mixed bag. For the most part, up until this point, I would rate this list C+, B- to C+. Couple of things here and there, but for the most part, take into consideration how many different people they had to get together to get to this list. I don't think it's so grossly wrong for basically us going through 100 names. But this is where things get despicably off. Hakeem Olajuwon being at 12 is grossly disrespectful. Hakeem Olajuwon being at 12 is grossly disrespectful. A two-time champion, MVP, two-time DPOY, 12-time All-NBA, 9-time All-Defensive Team, 12-time All-Star. He made 12 All-NBA selections in the 90s where you had to be better or as good as Shaq, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. You had to be just as good, if not better, than all of them. And he still made 12 All-NBA teams. And then on the defensive side, at the 5 position, you had to be better than David Robinson, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning, Mark Eaton. Though that's what your comp was. And there's only 2 spots for you. Only 2. And that's your comp. He made 9 all-defensive teams. Hakeem's stat lines are some of the most outrageous stat lines, especially in the postseason. He has some of the most outrageous stat lines ever. By the time he got to his second, he came in the NBA 20-12 with 3 blocks. His first year in the NBA, he made all defensive team as a center, his rookie season.
And top 5 MVP second season and made the finals.
Top 5 MVP second year, made the finals. In the process of doing so, beat Kareem in the Lakers in that process with Magic. In 86, this is the mid-80 Lakers. Showtime is in full effect. Went to the finals in his second year. And as a sophomore in the finals, averaged 25 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 blocks as a 23-year-old. As a 23-year-old, bro. The reason why he couldn't do that consistently is because his running mate, Ralph Sampson, got hurt. He then proceeds to go through some of the most, next year, 29, 11, and 4 blocks. Year after that, 37 and a half, 17, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Next year after that, 25, 13, 3 assists, 2.5 steals, 3 blocks. Next year after that, only 18 and a half points, 11 rebounds, but nearly 6 blocks in a 4-game series. For the following 4 postseason runs that amount up to 22 games, Hakeem is giving you 28, 13, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. That's what he's doing. They finally give him an adequate coach that not only put the personnel around him, but also, in terms of three-point shooting, but also put a system around him as well. In 93, they make it to the playoffs, push the Seattle Supersonics to 7 games. 7. His running mates are Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, Otis Thorpe, Robert Horry, Matt Bullard, Scott Brooks, the coach, Sleepy Floyd, The following year, they go on to win a championship. I have to go back and look at this list again. I think Hakeem might actually be the only player on a top 100 to win a championship and not have a single player on that list on his team and still win. I think he's the only one. Giannis is the other one, yes. And I guess Jokic. Oh yeah, Kawhi with no, Dirk technically had kid.
Tatum.
Kawhi had what is his name? Pascal Siakam, so he's not on this list. Kyle Lowry's not on this list either.
And Kawhi also had Tim Duncan.
But he won one after that. So to be fair.
Yeah.
But for a good portion of NBA history, one of the very few players who can say that they won a championship without a legit co-star. His best player was either Otis Thorpe, who was an all-star one year in his career, Vernon Maxwell, no individual accolades, Robert Horry, no individual accolades,
Hey man,
Kenny
that's a
Smith,
7-time champ, Robert Orr, to you.
Oh my goodness. Kenny Smith, no individual accolades. Mario Ellie, this is the team that he, not an all-NBA. You niggas talking about all-rookie. Okay. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not an all-NBA, not an all-defensive team. Nothing. Sam Cassell would go on to be all-NBA in 1 year, but that was later on in his career. The point is, this is the team he took to go to the finals and win. This same year, he was MVP and DPOI. And then went in the finals against a historically great defensive Knicks team. And was, I think, the only player on this team to average more than 15 points. Yes. The only player on this team to average more than 15. Everybody else is giving you 13 or fewer. After Vernon Maxwell's 13, it's Robert Horry with 10 and Sam Cassell with 10. Vernon shooting 36% from the field. Robert Horry shooting 32% from the field. Sam Cassell shooting 42% from the field. Otis Thorpe, 51. I don't know who this is. Carl, 58. Kenny Smith, 39. Mario Ellie, 25. That's this nigga's lineup, bro.
And also, man, we're going to eventually have some conversations about Robert Horry, man.
So, and in the process of doing so, beat one team that has two top 30 or 35 players in Malone and Stockton. I want to say beat KJ and Barkley in this round right here. Yep, KJ and Barkley. And then still beat, what's his name, Clyde in this series. Yeah. Bro. There's just, in my opinion, there is no way that if you put things into its proper context, that you would have this man out of your top, you would have this man out of your top 10. I just don't see a world where you can have Hakeem out of your top 10. And oh yes, let me before we continue to the big name of them all, because I'm almost done teasing y'all.
Who would that be?
Hakeem. Hakeem is top 20 in points all time. Top 20 in rebounds all time. First in blocks, but again, top 20 in blocks all time. top 20 in steals all time. Hakeem is top 20 in 4 of the 5 major. Hakeem is top 20 in 4 of the top 5. Hakeem is top 20 in 4 of the 5 major statistical categories. As a center, bro, Hakeem has more steals than guards, bro. And it's not as if like Hakeem isn't just like he's like barely top 20 in steals. No, he's 11th, bro. He's still top 10. Actually, yeah, he's top 10. Hakeem is still top 10 in steals. As a center, the next person that can pass him is Russ, and I don't think Russ is going to pass him.
Yeah.
After that, it's Harden. No, Thad Young, Mike Conley. So he's going to hold top 10 status as a center. He's the only center to be up there. And it's not as if like Hakeem played 25 years of basketball. No. So, for someone to do what Hakeem did from a statistical standpoint, the degree of difficulty, the obstacles he had to overcome, I this is where like I don't
Man,
I
he's
just
12.
don't 12th is crazy. 12th is crazy. 12th does not make any sense. But what really don't make any sense
what I need to see is how many spots ahead or how many spots Shaq is ahead of Hakeem, because that will really be telling.
The next name though really don't make no sense. Kobe Bryant, number 11. Now, we have talked ad nauseum about Kobe, his standing, where he's at all time. 11, kind of crazy. 11's kind of crazy. What makes it even crazier, before you all say, oh no, Lo, it's not that bad. Here's the highs and low. Somebody thought that they could name 18, no, almost 20 players ahead of Kobe. Almost 20 names.
Nah.
Now, I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you this. We can go back and forth about how people discuss Kobe and in the light in which they do so. I can go into details and put into proper context about his all defensive teams and whatever. But that would be me. If you are taking his resume on face value, it don't matter about the era. It don't matter about none of that shit. The same way the context that was used to say that Alonzo Mourning isn't higher than Dikembe Mutombo, even though in real time we all thought that Dikembe was better than Alonzo was better than Dikembe. Kobe Bryant is a player with 5 championships, a league MVP, 2 finals MVPs, 18-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense, which is the second most of all time. He is the first-team All-Defense, and a 2-time scoring champ. To say that a resume like that would not warrant a place in the top 10 is ludicrous. To make it even crazier, the name right after him being Stephen Curry makes no sense. That makes no sense to me at all. Steph has fewer championships. He has one more MVP. Fewer finals MVPs, fewer All-Stars, fewer All-NBAs, and zero All-Defensive teams. 0.
Steals champion.
Kobe,
Not bad.
Kobe,
Not bad.
they both led the league in scoring twice. So to be fair, if we're just talking about resumes, there is no way that you can tell me that Curry's resume is somehow better than Kobe's. Now, if you then sprinkle in impact, like the impact, especially social impact, then I can understand why Curry is top 10. I can get that. But then that would also push Kobe even higher than top 10, out of the top 10. And it certainly means
4
that Wilt Chamberlain, 4 is crazy, that Wilt Chamberlain would not be ahead of Kobe then at that point. Kobe. The 5 titles during his Los Angeles Laker only career, all clearly impressive, but the longevity with which he maintained stardom deserves just as much praise. He is tied with Duncan Kareem for the second most All-NBA selections all time, trailing only LeBron. So before LeBron, Kobe was tied for the most. There's a case to be made that Kobe is actually the most influential to ever set foot on an NBA hardwood floor. The fact that they even put that in the fucking paragraph and then proceeded to keep him out of the top 10 is fucking ridiculous. That's crazy. That is even worse. You're telling me you took into consideration his influence and you still placed him out of the top 10? That's crazy. I have
This
no words.
entire description does not match the ranking. It makes no sense.
We'll continue. His prime bisect. Is that mean? I don't know.
His prime bisected with 2 different periods. The area
Nope, Denver. You're illiterate now. You fucked up. His prime bisected with 2 different period of times. The era in which mythology reigns supreme in social media age, which broadened his exposure and brand, and by extension, his legend. Older heads continue to worship at the altar of his maniacal work ethic. Contemporaries still cite him as a source of stylistic inspiration. From a basketball reputation perspective, no one why did they just do that? What the fuck? Nigga, they wrote Kobe's name 8 times in this shit? Nigga, oh my God. No way. From a basketball reputation perspective, no one's impact on the game has actively spanned more generations. What in the fuck? You're telling me you
11.
took all of that into consideration and still put him 11?
So they must not think that he's that good as a player. If he added in all that stuff, he's still plus 11.
Bro, listen to this sentence. It's actually 3 sentences that is fucking ridiculous. The 5 titles during his Los Angeles Laker only career are clearly impressive, but the longevity which he maintained stardom deserves just as much praise. 1, he's tied Tim Duncan and Kareem for second most All-NBA selections. 2, older heads. No, before that. His prime bisected with 2 different periods: the era in which mythology reigned supreme and the social media age, which broadened his exposure and brand by extension his legend.
You missed
3.
There's a case that he's the most influential.
And that's the part about it. From a basketball reputation perspective, no one's impact on the game has actively spanned more generations. You're 11, nigga. That's crazy. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh boy. And then following up all that with Kobe's top 10 status remains one of basketball's most heated debates.
No active or recently active player has reshaped the game more than Steph Curry. You're 10, nigga. That includes greatest of all time candidate LeBron. You're 10. We're going to put you below this nigga Wilt, who has fewer championships, has more MVPs. Same finals MVP, but Curry should have more than that.
Hey, man,
You have more All-NBAs?
I never seen Steph grab 55
NBAs.
Rebounds in a game, man.
Curry has more NBAs. Oh, my gosh.
I've never seen Curry score 100 points.
You know what? I'm going to say, you've never seen Curry score 100 points, nor Wilt Chamberlain. So neither one of those things have happened, I guess.
Well, hasn't Wilt scored like 70 like a few times?
Hey, did you see it?
He has 78.
Did you see it?
78, yeah.
Did you see it, though? But did you see it, though?
I see the
It
stat
might be
sheet.
available. I
The
don't
stat
know.
sheet was crazy. Because Will had 73 or 78 points and 43 rebounds, and Elgin Baylor on the other side had 63 and like 32.
Bro, as soon as they start showing me Wilt Chamberlain high school highlights, you got me, dog. You got me. You no longer can convince me that this nigga was en route to score 100 points, and not a single nigga in that arena said, you know what? Let me get footage of this. This nigga got to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 points, and not a nigga grabbed a camera?
Hey, man,
That's what y'all want me to believe?
Who did he score the 100 points against?
I don't even know.
The Knicks? Yeah, they gotta have cameras in New York.
Yeah, no cameras in New York. He got to 80 and y'all niggas didn't, and there was more time on the clock for him to score another 20, and you didn't think about grabbing anything?
Hey, man, there's a radio call.
Around a 100-pound camera.
Yeah, okay. You got it. Yeah, y'all niggas think I'm dumb. All right. I might have been born that night, but it wasn't last night, nigga. 100 points and not grabbing a camera at any point is fucking ridiculous. This is the one, though, that really blew my top. Larry, we have to, okay, we need to be honest with ourselves. So Larry Bird. These top 10 convos when it comes to Larry Bird stops today. Because there is nothing about Bird's resume outside of, I guess, MVPs that would put him in top 10 status. These players have more championships than Bird. These players have just as much, if not more, finals MVPs than Bird. Some of these players have made more all-defensive teams than Bird. These teams have stayed at a level of excellence and dominated much longer than Bird. Bird basically only has, 10 years? 10, 11 years. Kobe's not only played longer than 10, 11 years, but he has 12 All-NBA selections. There is a subsection of Bird's playoff career that you niggas love to ignore. And if it was anybody else going out there doing the shit that he did, you niggas would use that every day of the week to why they can't be top 10. For Bird, it's mum's the word. Larry Bird is a Magic Johnson merchant. Larry Bird, great player, all-time great player. But fueled with everything that was going on at that time and how they need to sell the NBA, there is no way you're going to sit here and tell me that Larry Bird still is top 10 comfortably. This brother retired in the 90s. It is over 30 years later. You're telling me that 5 other players haven't came in the NBA and passed him? That's what you're telling me? You're right. Let's show the playoff stats. Let's show just in case people don't believe me. I promise you, I promise you, chat. If Curry did this, if Kobe did this, none of you niggas, none of you will be sitting here swiping it under the rug. So let's get something situated first. Bird, you would have to count 80. 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, and then you had to jump to 90 to get to the 10-year span for Bird. That's how you get to 10 years. So when people sit here and say, oh, Lo, it's his rookie season, we have to use his rookie season because if we don't, then we don't have a 10-year span of him dominating to a certain extent or at least playing at a certain level. We don't have that. Bird would go into the playoffs. Mind you, regular season, 47, 48, 50, 50, 49, 52. Bird would then go into the playoffs. 21 points, 47%. 22 points, 47%. 18 points, 43%, me rounding up. 20 points, 42%. Bird in his first 4 years in the NBA, in the playoffs, gave you 20 and 12 while shooting 45% from the field and was not shooting any threes. Got to the free throw line a grand whopping 4 times. That's who Bird was. Bird then went to the finals because I have to hear this about Kobe every single time. He went to the finals, got lucky to where he did not have to play Magic in them, matched up against the Houston Rockets, was not the first or second best player on the floor for this series because he was struggling to score over 15 points in this series. In this series, Bird has get this. Not one, not two, but 3 games in a row where he has held under 15 points. 2 of them, he couldn't score 10. 2 of them. In a 6-game series, 6 of those games, in 6-game series, 3 of those games, Bird was held to 9 points on 29% shooting from the field. Bird in a 6-game series in the finals only once was able to score over 20 points. No, he's young. We have to use these early years of his career because he doesn't have a long career.
The fact that he had more 20 rebound games than 20-point games in that series is wild.
Crazy. Hey, let's take it a step further. Bird, for a 10-game stretch, majority of the playoffs that year, 19 points, 15 rebounds, great, 6 assists, 4 turnovers, and shot 43% from the field. But he won a championship, so I guess it doesn't matter now. It was out on Bird. Bird is not the player that you can give the ball in his hands and create. When more physical, athletic forwards put pressure on him, Bird struggles to create. He struggles to be consistent. He struggles to produce at the levels in which we saw in the regular season. So you know what the response was? He needs more help. Not that he needs to improve the way that Curry had to, the way that Kobe had to, the way that Hakeem had to, all the three niggas you had below him. Not that he needs to improve in that aspect. We're just going to give him even more help. Let me repeat what I said, because someone said Bird did improve. There was a problem in Bird's career where he could not handle physicality, athletic wings and forwards for him to create and generate quality offense. And instead of him getting better at that aspect of his game, they just brought in more help for him. And that's why they got Dennis Johnson.
Wait, so he in the physical era?
Yes.
Oh.
Be
Oh, wow.
very mindful. Be very mindful. The 80s weren't even that physically imposing defensively. Don't ever allow them to lie to you and say that.
Whoa, man. What do you know about?
Well, David Stern himself said that. Sorry, guys. Sorry to let the cat out the bag. David Stern himself said that it really wasn't that the 80s was known for no defense. In real time, he said that. But hey. So, I say all that to say this. I don't know how anyone could have a 10-year regular season run and then basically only really have a 5-year postseason run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to use 1990 where they played 5 games, I guess that's 6. A 5 to 6 year postseason run to then make him definitively top 10. That makes no sense to me. That does not make any sense. Zero, zilch, nada. That makes none. People on YouTube saying, Lowe's lying. Was it a 90? I think it might have been 94 finals. Oh, I have to. Shoot. I have to. Hold on. Don't you dare worry. Just so you niggas know. We got that. Michael Jordan, GOAT in 93. David Stern.
Epic
Cosby.
battle music.
Michael Jordan gambling in 93. 93 Magic Johnson again. Ooh. It might not. No.
Oh.
It might not take that long for me to find it for you, brother. How the fuck did I get all the way over here? It might take that long. Hold on.
That might buy the team and keep it there without getting into doubt.
And go at its highest at the goal
Possible.
yes, with countries that are getting this finals. These are the most down domestically being played, allows them to, but we get a little freer than this summer. I think you could expect us to look
Last decade that was, of course, dominated by Jordan, Johnson, and Bird.
I think you could
And they didn't say this critically. They just said it as an expert. They said
we had to change the rules because
the elements that led to its popularity. Do you share that concern?
no, I think there's an ebb and flow, Bob. A decade ago, people were saying that we had to change the rules because there was too much scoring, no one played defense.
Whoa! 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Not the 80s. Not the 80s. See, there's a difference between me and you all. I don't buy into the propaganda. I research and I watch. I watch and I thought to myself, man, not that much defense being played in the 80s. I've heard other people who are also watching and were alive at that point in time say the same thing. For example, shout out to Chronicles of Judah. He's the first person who actually brought that to my attention. He said, hey, man, in the 80s, there really wasn't that much defense. I didn't believe him. I said, say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. That's not what they taught me. And so then I watch and I realize, oh, yeah, it's not that much defense. And here's David Stern saying the same thing. Interesting. Someone in the chat some would say, it was enough for them to then change the rules. See, what ends up happening is y'all buy into hard fouling as defense, or even if that was consistent. See, the hard fouling was really just a handful of teams, right? That's all it was. And even then, they didn't even do it that frequently. That wasn't the entire NBA. The Lakers are not viewed as a hard-nosed defensive team. To further prove the point. In the late 80s, early 90s, people thought there was so little defense being played. The team that they would use as an example to show how bad the defense really was it those? I think it was those Nuggets teams.
The Nuggets were like, was that not like late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, it was one of those years where like the Nuggets would like put up some of the most, here, 91. The Nuggets would just put up some of the most ridiculous shit. And like some of these numbers used to be, some of these outcome of these games.
They allowed 131 points a game.
One game they allowed 73. The next they allowed another one 62, 61, 61, 56, and I'm saying 73. Let me repeat that again. There is a game where they allowed 173 points. Another time they allowed 162 points. Another game where they allowed 161, 161, 156, 155, 155, 151. Low! That's throughout the course of a year. No, nigga! Let me now refresh the page and put it back in order from when it happened. First game of the season, 162. Second game of the season, 140, 145, 160, 135, 173, 155. They start off the season 0-7, nigga. Every game, they allowing niggas to score at bare minimum 135 points. No. That's how they played.
Here, hold on. What is this average?
Some dumb shit.
162, 140.
Somebody in the chat saying, damn, 170 in the 90s, you would have never thought it, huh? You'd have never thunk it. You never think that these type of teams existed. Never thunk it, huh? Yeah, this existed.
This can't be right. Must have done something wrong. There's no way they allowed 153 points a game in these first 7 games.
Yep. Yep.
They scored 150 points twice and lost both times.
Yes. Oh, just in case, hey, Lo, maybe these are all overtime games. They scored 158 in regulation, 162 in regulation. Next game for the Nuggets. 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 173 in regulation.
They gave up 2 50-point quarters.
They had 107 at halftime.
107 at halftime.
57 in the second quarter.
And I dare any of you niggas to go turn on these games and tell me what the fuck was going on in the 80s and the early 90s. I dare you to. Next game. 155 regulation. Next game. 108. You know how bad you have to be to only score 108 points on the team like this? Pooh Richardson. Oh, is that Ty Corbin, the coach? Damn, Todd Murphy.
Sam Mitchell.
Scott Brooks. They had 3 coaches on this motherfucker right here. Had a coaching staff on this team. Wait, if Bird played against weaker competition, how come we can't apply the same for MJ? When did I didn't say he played against weaker competition. I just said that because I actually think Bird played in a far more competitive conference. What I'm saying is that Bird, from a player perspective, effectively, because I've said this before and people don't comprehend. The point I'm making is that Bird, as an individual player, had a hard time translating who he was from regular season to post. Part of the reason why is because he struggled against physicality, more defensive wings, et cetera, et cetera. And so what they decided to do, instead of him improving significantly in that aspect of his game, they just brought in even more talent. Be also very mindful, they made sure they did this before, I think it's 85 or 86, when they implemented the salary cap. So they were just adding players to the team before they implemented the salary cap. Rules, regulations, restrictions that we now have to live in that they didn't. They benefited from an era of basketball where if you just needed someone else on your roster, if you had an organization that was willing to spend the money, you can go get it just like that. There's no stopping you. None. Nothing is stopping you. Bird is an all-time great player, but if we're going to sit here and put Kobe out of the top 10, no. Tim Duncan 7, you already know how I feel about that. Should be higher.
7?
Should be higher. What's the lowest they had him? 5 to 11. So they pretty. Man, what's the lowest they had?
Out of the top 10?
Shaq is 6. The only reason why I'm not like too crazy on Shaq is just because I know his peak and Shaq's career overlapped a lot of these players' names that we're going over right now. And like in real time, I can see how people were like concluding that like Shaq was better than Duncan. He was better than Kobe when they were on the same team with one another. He was better than people might say he was better than Hakeem when he played at his absolute best, and Hakeem was, and that was only like 4 or 5 years ago. I can see how people come to these conclusions. I just feel as if like, but if we're going off of what you see and what's being produced just off of pure like just looking at it, I don't know how Shaq gets this high. 4 championships, 1 MVP, 3-time MVP, 15-time All-Star, 14-time All-NBA. Shaq's longevity is very underrated, but only 3 all-defensive teams. Bill Russell at 5. I don't mind putting respect on Bill Russell. Magic is the other one that just does not make any sense to me. It just doesn't.
That's too high.
Magic just doesn't. Every single time I see Magic, I just do not comprehend why Magic is this high. 5 championships, 3 MVPs, 3 Finals MVPs, 12-time All-Star, 10 All-NBA, 4 assist champion, and 2-time steal champ. Magic, same championships as Kobe and Duncan. Both Kobe and Duncan. Only has 1 more MVP than Duncan. Has same amount of Finals MVPs as Duncan. Correct? Yes. I think has...
Yeah.
How many All-Stars Duncan has? Has fewer All-Stars than Duncan, fewer All-NBAs than Duncan, fewer All-Defensive Teams than Duncan. The only thing that Magic has over Duncan is literally just 1 MVP. That is it. That is the only thing that he has over Duncan. Duncan has more All-Stars, more All-NBAs, more All-Defenses. And the All-Defenses is by a significant margin because Magic never made an All-Defensive team. I just do not understand. I do not comprehend. And Duncan was on worse teams than Magic. In a more competitive conference than Magic. I just don't understand how this is possible. That is ridiculous.
No, I'm looking at I'm looking at some of these Nuggets box scores, bro. This is crazy.
Oh yeah, the Nuggets box scores is crazy. Kareem 3, LeBron 2, Jordan 1.
2.
I don't know. Okay.
Right.
Nah, bro.
I don't have a problem with obviously the top 3. That's my top 3 as well. Michael, LeBron.
What's the lowest they had LeBron?
I don't have no problem with those top 3. Magic being 4th does not make any sense to me when Duncan's resume is basically the same resume, but one has significantly more all defensive team selections, significantly more. And somehow Magic at his lowest isn't even out of the top 10, but Duncan can crawl all the way to 11. That makes no sense to me.
What's the lowest they had LeBron?
I think 3 or 4. 3.
3. Bro, what? Michael Adams had a game that season where he took 23s in 1991.
And shout out to that's crazy. Shout out, we're gonna go to that too. Shout out to Mars for pointing that out as well. I just find it hilarious that we sit here and nitpick Kobe Bryant's career to hell because he played with Shaq. But you're telling me now the 3rd and 4th greatest player of all time can play on the same roster with one another and no one says it's fine. How does that work? You're telling me that it's a problem that by this log, the 11th best player of all time, not even top 10. Not even top 10. It's a problem that he played alongside Shaq. But if 3 and 4 play alongside one another, no issue at all. So let's add on top of it. Number 3 won 1 championship before Magic and was about to finish his career with 1 championship before Magic came. There's no problem at all with that. None. No one has a problem with that. No one has no problem at all with that. Kobe has to go prove that he can win without Shaq. He wins 2. Kareem nor Magic could win 2 without each other. But that's fine. There's no problem with that. None.
I mean, Magic technically won 1 without
Okay.
Magic. Oh, and Kareem won 1 without Magic. There you go.
This point doesn't even make sense. Magic and Kareem were never MVP level players at the same time. I think Eli is incorrect on that one. I want to say by the time we get to 83, I think Magic is making. Yep, I said it on the dot. 83. By the time we get to 83, Magic is already he's third in MVP race. He's third. Yeah, he's third. Kareem was regressing. Let's see where Kareem was in the 83 race. Oh, damn, Kareem was all the way down here. Whoa. Let me see. There you go. There you go, right there. Magic third, Kareem fourth. I knew there were. There's a year where they were both right next to one another. Yep.
Damn, 36.
36. Yep. So, but even if we're downplaying Kareem, which is fine, I don't really care too much about it. Even if you want to say that, you then also added James Worthy on the roster as well. Like, the premise behind the argument is the amount of help that is surrounding a said player that then takes away from how impactful that said player can or cannot be. Without a doubt, those Shaq and Kobe Lakers are nowhere near as good as the Showtime Lakers from a talent perspective. And then Kobe proved that he could go win 2, get to the finals 3 times, and win 2, with Pau Gasol being the best player on the roster. And those teams certainly were not as good. Certainly not. So the Kobe hate to me, or the Kobe discourse, is always odd to me because I just don't understand. I don't understand what more do people want from Kobe. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand what more people want. It makes no sense to me. Kobe can have more All-NBAs and just all-around better defender than Magic. Duncan is a better defender than Magic. Both of them have 5 championships. The only thing that's really separating them is 1 MVP, but I think we could all also agree that Duncan played at an MVP level longer, or just as long. So what is it? The assist? Even if you want to say the assist, why wouldn't the defense be the difference maker? Why wouldn't the defense make up for the assist?
Yeah, the whole Magic defense discourse is also another just topic on its own.
And we don't want to have to touch that button, because I remember I was talking to somebody on TikTok about Magic Johnson's defense. And I'm going to be honest with you, the way that many of you all criticize players in today's game and their defense and how you make the decision making about someone playing defense and not playing defense, you'd be surprised what Magic Johnson was doing back then. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Oh, you would be, especially after like 83, 84. Oh, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. But we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. All right. This is going to be a long video for whoever got to edit that. Nato the Great said Shaq played with Prime Bron, Prime Nash, Amari, Prime Penny, Boston Big Four, and got 0 rings and 1 finals appearance, but it's okay. I don't know. Someone has to explain it to me, because I personally don't comprehend it. I just don't. I don't comprehend it.
I don't know, bro, dog. I love Kareem. But like in terms of like the optics, if there was any other like all-time great that got injured in a final series, and then a rookie came in, did that in a game 7, and took their finals MVP, What would the conversation about that player be? We should give Magic credit. Yeah, I understand that. Magic does get credit. But I'm saying that usually
Let's take it a step further.
it would be. Wait, what?
Let's take it a step further. What would the optics be if an all-time great player won in his sophomore season in 71, and the next time he won another championship is in 1980? And then when he got to the other championship, the team that had the talent already, when they needed him the most, he didn't have to play for them to still win the series. And then the nigga that y'all sit here and tell me is somehow worse than him, damn near played his position and posted up 42, 15, and 7. Kareem in this series in 1980 only had one game where he gave you 40 and 15. The height of his heights that year in the prior game, the rookie came in and did the same thing but gave you 7 assists. He gave you the same thing. What would be the conversations? How many blocks? Magic in that series. I mean, that game had 1 block with 3 steals. 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 14 for 23 from the field, got to the free throw line 14 times and made all 14 of them.
Look at Jamal Wilkes, man.
Following year, when Magic is down and they have to rush Magic back to play basketball, and they need you to lead the team past the first round, you get outplayed at your own position by Moses Malone. Think about that. The following season, when Magic is then healthy and plays, you all go back to the championship and win. And then they give him finals MVP. Now, again, I'm okay with speaking about basketball because the first championship, Kareem was the better player. But we don't do that for everybody else. It's narratives. It's narratives. It's narratives. Magic is averaging 16, 11, and 8. You're averaging in this finals 18, 8, and 4. Again, I have no problem with speaking basketball. All-time efficiency. They both shot. One shot. They both shoot 53% from the field. One, however, also shoots 53% from the free throw line. The other one, 85% from the free throw line. And they both basically get to the free throw line the same amount of times. I just don't like. These are conversations that I know for a fact. We don't want to sit here and talk about. We don't want to talk about it, bro. We don't.
Although they basing it off 2K My Team Magic. I don't know why that game keeps making Magic Johnson a lockdown defender pool.
But everything else, I have no problem with. Everything else, the rest of the list, I still have Kareem top 3. Someone asked me for my list.
Your top 100?
No. I have Jordan 1, LeBron 2, Kareem 3, Duncan, Kobe 4, 5. It can go back and forth. I don't care. Bill, Hakeem, Shaq, the next 3. I don't really care. They're interchangeable. And then Magic, Curry, 9, 10. And I don't care about those 2 interchangeable. But I also think that Curry has an argument to be over Magic. That's my 10. If y'all are wondering. That's the 10. I'm not okay with Shea being off the list. I kind of already said it. If Embiid can be on the list, Shea should be on the list. Shea should be on the list. Talk to Gil. Is Gil on stream right now?
Yeah, he just went live like 20 minutes ago.
Oh. I think Gil would agree with me on a lot of things, though. I'm trying to see. I don't think nobody has. Somebody asked me that, and I gave my top 10, and I don't hear nobody really complaining about my top 10. So I'm assuming it's a fine top 10. What's your list? I mean, not your list, your clip.
Knockdown.
What the This nigga's nasty. He's nasty. Yeah, I don't hear nobody really complaining about my list, so I'm assuming my list is fun, man. I feel like my list is fun, man. Where do you rank Jokic all time? Probably like 20 to 25 run at point. But as time progresses, I would have what's his name over him. I'll have him like going higher and higher and higher.
Oh my god, bro! That moment when you saw that the highest someone rated George Mikan was 10. He said 10.
World Tour?
The Clippers is not
A fair World
the
Tour?
Clippers. Only if it's the Clippers.
Farewell.
Yeah, like everybody in the league is gonna like what Kobe got. Like that's a fair World Tour. Like,
Oh, well, we were like Kobe got.
but I'm saying a fair World Tour is every team.
Reggie Miller got one.
I'm just saying a
Reggie Miller got one.
fair World Tour is every team taking before the game. They're acknowledging you before the game. Like
Giving you a
this is
gift.
last year, boom boom. So is he gonna get that from 2019?
I think he should. He's the best point guard of his generation. Yeah, Reggie Miller got one. I mean,
I'm just asking.
I think so.
So that brings me to my next question. What's Chris Paul's lasting legacy?
Reggie
Can
Miller
you
got
say best point guard of this generation?
Over the last 20 years?
In his 20-year career, he established himself in that period. No, I'm not.
Him getting killed by Jordan, like.
Absolutely.
He got one.
Name me one better.
Steph Curry?
The persona is different.
Steph Curry's better. Yeah, point guard, right?
What? We're not doing that, Brandon. We're not going to go semantics with you, man. Steph Curry's not a I know they got one next to his name, but he's not a point guard, dog.
So what is he going in?
What? He said we're not going semantics. Man. To this day, I just don't understand why the point guard position is the only position where you have to play a certain type of basketball. I don't like. I just that is the only.
Oh, he's a hybrid.
That's the only position. I just don't. To this day, I just don't understand why that has to be the only position that has to play a certain style for them to then be considered a point guard. I just don't understand it. I don't.
To as a Hall of Fame.
He can go in as one. Like I said, what they got next to his name, I'm gonna give you that.
Okay.
But if you're watching a game of basketball,
Someone asked me what would be your argument for Duncan over Kareem. I guess that Duncan was able to do something that Kareem wasn't do, which is like translate postseason impacts without having like a all-time great point guard or like a stacked roster. But I don't think Duncan is greater than Kareem though.
it's not the same. We're talking about the point guard.
So,
point guard.
right,
The one
pure
that
point
passed the ball to motherfuckers.
So he's Magic.
The motherfucker that passed the ball to people. Him. We ain't talking about people that passed him the ball.
So you're talking about Magic, Stockton,
I hear you, yeah.
Steve Nash.
I hear you, but we're not gonna do that.
Mark Jackson.
We're not gonna do that.
You know, that group.
We're not gonna do that.
We're
not gonna do that. I hear you, yes.
Best passing point guard?
Yeah.
The best.
The original name. Not the
If
traditional.
you watch the game
If you watch the
game of basketball, you wouldn't. If Steph Curry is out there, you're gonna think he's a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Like without the announcement at point guard. If you watch the game, you're gonna be like,
But you would say the same thing about LeBron. You would say the same thing about LeBron, but no one doesn't say LeBron is a point guard. I don't like.
I would think KD is the center.
Facts. I don't think Draymond's a center. Like I don't like. Well, like I don't understand this logic. But also, and furthermore, I don't understand why. Not only do they have to play this type of way, but if anybody else deviates from it, like we have to put you in a whole nother position. Like, why can't he just still be a point guard and then he play another style than everybody else? Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Why I don't understand why that became the traditional viewpoint of a point guard when the point guards before also scored at a high clip. Jerry West scored at a high clip. Oscar Robertson scored at a high clip. Dave Bing scored at a high clip. So if there's other players that play on and off the ball that were more score first than pass first, West is not a shooting guard. He's a point guard. Jerry West is not a two guard. He's a point guard. He's a point guard. Oscar Robertson is a point guard. He's not a two. He's a point guard. Because if Jerry West was a two guard, who was the point guard for the... Who was the point guard for the Lakers? They're going to say Gail Goodrich. Shea's a point guard.
You know what's crazy? If you wanted to ask him, I would ask him then who is the point guard of the Warriors? Because you can't say Draymond by that logic.
They're gonna say
Buddy Hield.
Okay. They're gonna say they just don't have a point guard. Who would be the point guard? And I'm not. That's not a disrespect to Gail Goodrich. I'm letting y'all know, like, the reason why saying Gail Goodrich would be like factually correct. Gail didn't come onto the team until the late 60s. And when he first got to the team, he was playing 15 minutes, then 23 minutes, then 26 minutes. He wasn't even playing 30-plus minutes. He didn't first start on the scene getting major minutes until he went to Phoenix and then came back to L.A. in the 70s. And by the time we get to the 70s, he's getting major minutes. Like, we're at the end of Jerry West's career. That's why I'm saying you can't say Gail Goodrich. Saying Gail Goodrich would just be factually incorrect because Gail Goodrich was not actively there when this was going on. So, who would have been the point guard? Who's the point guard?
Someone said the system is the point guard.
The system. Huh?
Steve Kerr.
Yeah, but tennis is like
Who's setting
the
who up?
old school.
Who's setting Chris Paul up?
That's why I always said it's unfair. Like,
Why do you think him and James Harden couldn't coexist? Why do you think that shit was the problem?
remember James?
What? You're
They
telling
did
me
they did coexist. They actually very famously like proved a lot of people wrong about them not being able to coexist.
bro.
By the way, are you recording?
It's fine. It don't really matter that much.
Okay.
Someone said that Jerry was from 60 to 68 was listed as a shooting guard. Okay. Shooting guard is rookie season. Point guard. Shooting guard in 66. Point guard. Shooting guard. Point guard. He spent more time at the point guard position. Now, secondly, that's me being a bit facetious, because as someone who's actually taking the time out to watch the games, back then they never labeled point guard and shooting guard. All they did was say guard, forward, center. That's all they did. So nobody really knew who was the point guard and the shooting guard. But if you want to play the game of what he's labeled as and don't want to watch it, majority of his career, he is labeled as a point guard. Here's another reason why going off of this is silly. So this year in 66, he's a shooting guard. He's labeled as a shooting guard on Basketball Reference in 66. Okay. There's only one player on this team that gets listed as a point guard, and he played a whopping 20 minutes, and that's me rounding up for him. So what does that then mean? You let me know. To niggas who run to Basketball Reference and don't do your due diligence, what the fuck does that mean then? Okay, so as we continue, do not just go off of this shit. Go watch the games. Dog.
James Harden goes down as a point guard. James Harden goes down as a point guard.
So
That's James Harden goes down as a point guard.
So that's my thing.
I mean, but hold on. That Houston team though. Hold on. If Chris Paul leg don't go out, you don't think they beat the Warriors?
They was up 2 games.
Chris Paul set out, what was that, game 6?
Swaggy, you were there. Do you feel like...
I'm just saying, like...
10-7.
The basketball guys.
I don't know. They're going up 3-2.
I don't know.
Basketball guys are basketball guys.
I know what happened. I'm just saying, if Chris Paul just walk out there and just give him 10, 15 minutes.
The basketball guy said, if you want to keep shooting, we're going to keep the lead on this bitch.
Yes. Now
What game was that? 27?
But what does that have to do with the position that they were playing? What is Kenyon talking about right now? What is Kenyon talking about?
Shows money over ring right there.
Game 7 on their home floor.
When Chris Paul set out, game 6 or game 7?
He set out game 6 and they was up 3-2.
Exactly. Okay. If he just walk out there if he give you the Tyrese Halliburton.
But that got him the max though.
That's 14, 15? What year is that?
That got him the max after that.
Huh? Yeah.
Like,
What year is that?
I hear you.
That was 17, 18.
As much as like people
That got him the max.
Yeah, of my.
Hold on. 'Cause I think I know.
I think aside, still do what he do. Like, I hear you absolutely. Like, Steph is yes.
It was
I knew it. Bro, I knew you were trying to do something to hate.
No,
I know. I was looking for who was on this team. That was when they missed like how many in a row?
27.
They missed 27 in a row, and then there was a whole bunch of fouls that actually happened in that run that continued it. There was one where there was an and when they called it off. Then there was one where he got fouled. They said nah. There was a whole bunch of that, and then I had to look at what refs was on there.
No.
I wanted to see what refs was on that wasn't.
Chris Paul didn't play that game.
No, I'm talking about James Harden and them. They missed 27 free throws threes in a row.
Who was the ref on that game? 7 for 44 in the game.
Shot threes.
No, they were shooting threes, but there was some where James Harden got hit. They didn't call it, and there was one where he got hit made it, and they called it off. Said take it out of bounds.
Who was reffing?
Who you think?
Man,
there's only one ref that's gonna be. Huh?
That ain't had nothing to do with Foster right there. I'm sorry, I was there.
If you watch it, you'll see it. If you pull it up, you'll see like, oh, that's a foul. That's a foul. They're just.
Nah, they was missing wide open shit too.
That's something.
They was.
No, but there was something that would have broke that streak up. And like kept the game.
You let Trevor
do you think
shoot 10 threes in a row? Like,
yeah, you said Chris Paul would have a farewell tour, right? So Bron would have one.
Yeah.
Steph would have one.
KD.
Do you think that KD won?
Yes.
Okay. No. I'm just asking. I mean, this is an era where we're seeing more farewell tours than anything.
Because it's more general.
I might say because they're just retiring all at the same time. That's the only reason why. PG, shut up, L Dog. Oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Operational players.
Okay. No.
And guys are knowing that guys getting to dictate their terms now. Before other guys, the phone just stopped ringing.
Right.
Right. Like
okay.
the phone just stopped ringing for a lot.
That's a good point. Very good point.
A lot of guys who we look at as that, right? Mm-hmm. Other guys, they getting to dictate. Okay, this is gonna be my last year. Or this is my last. Like Vince, like this.
So the fans in the building get a chance to give you one.
See,
right. No.
Like other guys still hold on, make think like that phone's still gonna ring over the summer.
D-Wade have his?
I don't know if D-Wade got one.
No.
Because he didn't know that was going to
dictate his own terms.
Yeah. So what he's saying is
Melo didn't either.
He didn't get the Melo was waiting on the phone call.
Yes. So what he's saying
Vince
is
got
players today can
COVID
dictate,
happened.
Yo, this is my last year coming up.
But
Vince,
like how Chris Paul just said, he got asked the question.
This is my last year.
Yeah.
And he left it open to a certain degree, but more likely it's going to be his last year, right? So he can just come out and say, no, this is my last year playing.
Damn, so 2019 will acknowledge all these players.
Paul Pierce? They don't like you like that?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Paul Pierce?
Yeah. I mean, Draymond said that.
But what was
Probably not, but I'm saying I don't know.
You can't be the team that don't do it.
I mean, it's their discretion whether they want to or not, right?
Yeah.
Soda to do it. That's what he did say that was his last year.
You see Giannis.
If they stay put in their respective cities where they finish their career.
Luka.
If Giannis finishes his career as a Milwaukee Buck, if Nikola finishes his career as a Denver Nugget, there's a great chance.
Okay.
Win another one, get another MVP or two. It's a great place to be right now. Giannis back to Nikola 3.
Tim Duncan didn't get a farewell tour because he didn't tell nobody he was retiring. That's why. He just upped and retired. That's the reason why. I'm just being honest. That's the reason why. That's literally the reason why.
They have the criteria now for it.
Okay.
But to add on to it would only help their farewell tour case.
Okay. Like most, so they're on the path though.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I mean, everyone's
stay where you are.
Okay.
Everyone's on a path, but
no, not everyone.
Yeah, everyone's on a path because if you're in the league 15, 20 years, you're on a path. But what happens is most of the people who get farewell tours is the people who played in that city the whole time.
Yeah, that's
right. So what ends up happening is
wait, hold on.
A good one.
LeBron says,
I mean, he's an icon.
Did Haskell get a farewell tour?
No, he doesn't.
We didn't know it was his last year.
In Miami,
we're talking about
everybody's in that position.
No, they're not.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're not.
If you're staying on the same team, right? I know when you're done, right? We have mutual respect. So if you're going to say this is your last year, I'm assigning you back for you to do this. If you're gone and you're somewhere else, now the free agency dictates when you're going to be back. So if you're going in there thinking you're about to do your last year and no one to pick you up, it ain't your. Yeah. That ain't no farewell. Sorry.
And then some situations.
Well, it is a farewell, just not the one you might.
It's not the one you want.
Some guys go back and so this way it goes. I think
some people
they will go sign with the team just to retire as for under that team.
Because that's what Paul Pierce and Joe Johnson had to do. That is what Paul Pierce and Joe Johnson had to do, man. I think Jamal Crawford also Jamal just retired. KG did too. Yeah, KG did that too. Yeah, Tony Parker should have never left.
Yeah,
that one year in Charlotte,
that was such a strange
that was
arc.
Awkward. Yeah, that was awkward. I don't really care enough about this, just to be honest with y'all. I'm trying to figure out what else. The more I ain't gonna lie, chat, I'm gonna keep the beam with y'all niggas. Bro, the more and more I just stop and think about like Kobe not being a top 10, I promise you, like less it makes sense. I just don't understand how. I think Iverson went back. I don't understand how, Kobe aside, how is Magic over Duncan based off of these criteria? How? How could Pippen be over Hondo based off of these criteria? How can Hakeem not be top 10? How could Hakeem not be over Wilt based off of this criteria? It just doesn't. How can Bird still be top 10 based off of these criteria? If Bird's only argument for him being top 10 is that he has 3 MVPs, where Kobe only has 1, Steph only has 2. That would genuinely be the only legitimate argument. But if you care that much about MVPs, then there's a lot of players that would have to be over another player, because there's several players that we saw who had more MVPs than the other one. If you care about finals MVPs, without a doubt, Havlicek should be over Pippen. Without a doubt. I don't comprehend it. Hold on, chat. Oh my goodness.
Charge. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. For those who can't see, we're watching the Summer League game with Utah and San Antonio. It's in the OT. Someone said that Bird's argument is Bird stats, tough 80s competition in the East. Kobe stats in a tough competition in the West in the 2000s. His player pool, Kobe played in an era with Shaq, LeBron, Duncan. I want to say Shaq. I mean, Kobe might have played against more top 15 to 20 players on that list than Bird did. Oh no, he missed the layup. Impact on his teammates / intangibles. Does someone have those Bird clutch stats numbers? His peak is what I think that's really the only argument. Two-way play, not better than Kobe's two-way play. The way players speak on him, players speak highly of Kobe more than they do him. The fact that he saved basketball, he's a Magic Johnson merchant, okay. Should at least put Bird top 10. No. Bird's playoff career was great. He had 2 bad playoff years. The problem is that he should have more. Him having 2 bad playoff careers hurt him significantly. Because he doesn't have that many years.
Because it's just like, talk to anybody, or you hear anybody talking like during the 2000s. They all knew that Kobe was the best player in the league for majority of that decade.
Ah! Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness, Kyle!
Oh my word! Oh, he said, this is my shit. Okay. 35? No way. Game time poster? Oh my word. Oh my word.
Yeah, like I was saying, like, bro, everybody pretty much agreed that Kobe was the best player in the league for a majority of the 2000s. Like, there's literally a game in '08. This was like right before he won the MVP, where they were talking about him being favored. And Mark Jackson literally said, like, bro, that should be investigated that he doesn't have an MVP yet.
Also, this idea that like people are saying Kobe's just in the GOAT conversation because, or he's like top 5, top 10 because he passed away. Bro, in real time, people were saying that he was in the GOAT conversation. In real time, there are years where people were saying he's in conversation for the best player I've ever seen. Like, even that shit, I just don't like. I don't know where that comes from. Here we go.
Oh my.
Oh wow. Oh! Oh my! Oh my! What? Oh my God. No way. No, that's crazy. No, that's crazy. No, that's crazy. Real Hoops Chat. Game winner?
Give Victor, man.
No, that's tough, chat. Oh, man. Damn, what a finish. What the fuck? They just now called
Oh,
me.
man.
Be serious.
Better than Game 7 of the finals.
You niggas is nasty. All right, chat. I want to say that's it for the stream. I'm gonna have to. Because I do have to record. Who made that game winning shot? Riley. But you weren't open though. I might scroll over to Gil to see his thoughts on it. But I need to go. I need to go. So what you call it? I need to go record anyway. But all right, chat. I fuck with y'all. If you miss any of the stream, it'll be up on the channel. We'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.